Hey guys, it's Philip from Babs Honda Repair, and I appreciate you tuning in for another DIY episode. So today, we'll have a 2003 Honda Civic back in the shop, and we'll be doing the rear wheel bearing on the passenger side. In this video, I'll show you the tools you'll need, the parts you'll need, and I'll give you the know-how so that you can complete this job yourself. Stay tuned, let's get this thing swapped out. Alright guys, so these are the tools that I'm going to be using to complete this job. I have a standard house hammer, I got a little chisel, which I think I got from Walmart. I've got two M8 by 125 bolts. You'll need these when you're removing the brake drum. You'll see that in the video. It's a standard 12mm head bolt that pretty much any Honda uses. I've got a little impact here with a 12mm socket. You can use a ratchet if you don't have the electric impacts. So, but you'll need 12mm to tighten those. I have a 32mm socket for the nut that holds the hub assembly on, and I have a 19mm socket for the lug nuts. Then I have my 1/2" impact. Again, you don't have to have the impact, but it helps. And then if you don't have the electric tools, you can use a 1/2" breaker bar and a 3/8 ratchet. You can achieve the same results. I went to my local AutoZone and I picked up this rear hub assembly. That's your part number you'll need. And then inside, you'll see that we have a new hub assembly, has a new bearing already installed. Alright, so that's our new bearing. It's already installed in the hub assembly. There's an ABS ring on it. So now we'll get to installing this. Alright guys, so I actually got the car up on my lift. You don't have to have a lift in order to do this job. I just have one, it makes it simpler. You can absolutely do this in your driveway with a floor jack and some jack stands. So, as you can hear, that wheel bearing is toast. So that's what we're going to swap out today. Let's get to it. Alright, so typically you need a 19mm socket to remove your stock lug nuts. This car has aftermarket wheels with aftermarket lug nuts, and it uses a key. Alright, so we're going to get this wheel removed real quick. Alright, so now we'll use a chisel or a flathead screwdriver to get in here and pop this dust cap off. And you need a hammer to bump it in there. Alright, so I find that a chisel such as this works pretty well. I think I actually picked this up from Walmart. But yeah, just use that and like just a standard hammer. And then just kind of stick it right behind the edge of that dust cap. And then just bump it. You can see how it pops out. Just walk it all the way around. You can see there it popped it on off. This is what our dust cap looks like. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is remove this brake drum. And if you can see, they have these pre-threaded holes in here, and these are M8 by 125, which is a standard 12mm head bolt from any Honda. So what we'll do is start these in there. And we'll use our 12mm socket with our little impact. If you have a ratchet, that'll work too. And then we'll tighten these down and they'll push this drum off. Kind of do them even side to side. Don't just tighten one down all the way, because it'll put it kind of in a bind. So do them evenly, a little bit on this one, a little bit on this one, and pull it out even. Also for this, make sure your emergency brake is not set. Because if your emergency brake is set, you won't be able to complete that. Alright, so you can see here how the bolts come through and they push on the actual hub here and it removes the drum. So once you get it to this point, take these bolts back out because you're done with these. Alright, so now what we have to do is remove this axle, well, it's the stub nut here that holds all this together. It's 32 millimeter. So I just use a 32 millimeter socket in my impact. You could use a breaker bar to get it out as well. My 32 with the impact works pretty good. So comes right off. And there's our whole hub assembly. Now we have our fresh new hub assembly that we just unboxed, and we'll just slide it on there. Just like so. And we'll put our nut back on there. Alright, so I lined the stake back up to where it was before. If you can kind of see how that nut is staked into the groove. So I kind of got it lined back up. So now what we'll do is we'll use our chisel again and put it right on that former stake. Just bump it back in there to make sure it doesn't back out. Alright, and then we have our drum. This is our drum. I'm going to put it back on here. Alright, and then we'll reinstall our dust cap. Again, you can use your chisel for this and just bump it around the edge. Make sure you do it evenly around. Alright, so this portion of the job is done. Now all we have to do is put our wheel back on and she's ready to go. So we always tighten here to here, here to here. Never go clockwise. All right. See how much better that is? Here's our old hub assembly. She's done. So there you have it, guys. That's a DIY on how to replace the rear wheel bearing on a 2001 to 2005 Honda Civic LX, EX, DX, and I think like the VP, the value package. It may be similar for the EP3, which has the rear drums as well. So it also be applicable to like the I guess about a 02 and up CRV. Second generation CRV should be about the same because they have a very similar knuckle. So if this video was able to help you to be able to complete this rear wheel bearing, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment, let me know what you liked about the video. Or if you didn't like something about the video, leave a comment and tell me about that too. I'm always trying to improve my content, So I can't do that without you guys helping me out. Also, be sure to subscribe below and hit the bell for further notifications of DIY Honda repair. Thanks again, guys. Peace.